Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Mode. This being a show I introduce you to a series that you may or may not be familiar with. For today's episode, I'm gonna talk about the series Dandadan. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. Dandadan is an action supernatural romance series that follows its two lead protagonists, Ken, the boy who is an alien-obsessed outcast, as well as Momo, who is the cool and stubborn girl who believes in spirits and demons. This unlikely duo ends up clashing over their beliefs, Ken not believing in spirits and demons, whereas Momo doesn't believe in aliens. This in itself leads to a bet being made between both of them, where each one of them will have to go to a location to prove whether or not the other's belief is true. In the process, Ken is attacked and possessed by a spirit known as Turbo Granny, whereas Momo is abducted by aliens. These situations lead to both characters unlocking abilities. In Momo's case, she ends up awakening psychic abilities, and in Ken's case, he learns how to transform and use Turbo Granny's ability. However, the price Ken has to pay is that Turbo Granny ends up stealing both of his balls. That is not me making a joke, that is quite literally part of the plot. So Ken and Momo must work together, facing off against spirits and demons as well as aliens as they try to track down both of Ken's testicles. This series can be so unhinged, off the wall, batshit crazy, which isn't too surprising when you consider the premise of the story. This series can feel so random and weird, which in itself adds to the fun and charm of this wacky series. As the series progresses, we get introduced to the other oddball characters in this series who have their own little idiosyncrasies, which lead to a lot of fun and funny moments and characteristics. But then you kind of realize that there's a little bit more of a serious element to why those idiosyncratic elements exist. When it comes to the romance angle to this series, specifically the Ken and Momo dynamic, it creates this very sweet, cute, and endearing aspect. It's such a great journey to see them start off as the unlikely duo that they are, grow into the oddball friendship that they have, and eventually turning into the very ambiguous dynamic that they currently have, where it is super obvious that they're into each other, but neither one of them has been willing to take that big step yet. It is easily one of my favorite will they won't they dynamics, and that journey is so well developed and earned. You think it's just this weird, silly, goofy series, but then all of a sudden it will hit you with a pretty dark storyline, darker than you would expect from this series, which these storylines can and will lead to tears pouring down your face. The series is originally a manga, and at the time of me recording this, the manga is still currently ongoing and currently has 19 published volumes. The series has been adapted into an anime, which is currently still ongoing. Season 2 of the Dandadan anime premieres on July 3rd on both Netflix and Crunchyroll. But really, that's all I wanted to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.